Om Namo Bhagavate Vasudevaya. So all of you can repeat with me.
ॐ नमो भगवते वासुदेवाय।
Om Namo Bhagavate Vasudevaya.
ॐ नमो भगवते वासुदेवाय।
Om Namo Bhagavate Vasudevaya.
ॐ नमो भगवते वासुदेवाय।
So हम भगवत गीता का स्टडी शुरू करेंगे. I'll read few paragraph and then all of us can switch and read. Okay.
ओके ओके प्रभु जी।
Lot of things are very clear, so we'll go quickly read through. He does not advise Arjuna simply to remember him and give up his occupation. No, the Lord never suggests anything impractical. In this material world, in order to maintain the body, one has to work. Human society is divided according to work into four divisions of social order: Brahmana, Kshatriya, Vaishya, and Shudra. The Brahmana class or intelligent class is working one way, and Kshatriya or administrative class is working in another way. And the mercantile class and the laborer are still attending to their specific duties. In the human society, whether one is a laborer, merchant, administrator, or a farmer, or even if one belongs to highest class and is a literary man, a scientist, or a theologian, one has to work in order to maintain his existence. The Lord therefore tells Arjuna that he need not give up his occupation. But while he is engaged in his occupation, he should remember Krishna, Mama Anushmara. If he does not practice remembering Krishna while he is struggling for existence, then it will not be possible for him to remember Krishna at the time of death. Lord Chaitanya also advised this. He says, Kirtaniya Sadahari. One should practice chanting the names of the Lord always. The names of the Lord and the Lord are non-different. So Lord Krishna's instruction to Arjuna to remember me and the Lord Chaitanya's injunction to chant the holy name of the Lord Krishna are the same instruction. There is no difference because Krishna and Krishna's name are non-different. In the absolute status, there is no difference between reference and referent. Therefore, we have to practice remembering the Lord always, 24 hours a day, by chanting his names and molding our life's activities in such a way that we can remember him always. So what here is Prabhupada is saying, he that in anywhere in the world, it doesn't matter whether are you in India or in any country, any society for that matter, there are four type of people, right? There are some class of people who are intelligent class. There are some class of people who are kshatriyas, who are administrative class. There are class of people who are trading the business, right? And there are class of people who do farming or laborers, right? This you can find in any, including honeybees. Even in animal society, you will find this classification. There will be leaders, animal. So like in line, suppose take a society of dogs, right? So they have, suppose there are 50 wild dogs, or in your colony also, if there are like 10 dogs, there will be one leader in that, intelligent, who will decide what to do. There will be other one who like fighters, they will fight, right? And there are then class of people who like more of trading, right? Trying to get things from other dogs, right? Somehow. And there are class of people who just do hard work, hard labor. This is found in animals, same thing in humans. And in India, they have given in Vedic knowledge, the name is given to each class. So higher class is called Brahmanas, not by birth, but by the qualification, by the quality, right? Kshatriyas, the people who are powerful, like army, police, they are Kshatriyas. Doesn't matter what caste they come from. Caste is not mentioned in any Vedic literature. It was manufacturing of the humans to control people. Okay? There
ओके
was no caste. It was a class. Class is there, right? Everyone agrees, right? There is a class of people. There are people who think, decide. There are people who fight. There are people who do trading. There are people who do laborer work. right? In your company, small company, organization, you will find four kind of people: advisors, board of directors. Who are they? They are intelligent class. They are like brahmanas, kshatriyas, who are like below leaders. Like they are more like get it done, right? Kshatriyas, right? Then have people who are trading people, like account and all those class of people. Like they're just looking for business development, sales, trying to sell things out, right? Whatever product you make, whatever services you give has to be sold out. So they are like Vaisyas. And then there are liberal class who doesn't get any recognition in the front, but they are working 8 hour, 10 hour daily and getting their wages and maintaining their family, right? So this class is there, but the caste was just manufacturing few thousand years ago. Okay. So never confuse this with that Bhagavad Gita teaches uh, caste system. Some people try to criticize Bhagavad Gita and Krishna. No, Bhagavad Gita teaches class, universal class system, which is there, which has to be there. Otherwise, how the things will work, right? If you need a society, they don't come and clean and collect trash for a month. This whole society will be stinging, right? But bad smell everywhere. So you need those people. They are equally important as society president, right? Equally. If they don't do the job, the whole city will be dirty. Whole society is going to be dirty, right? So it was not that if somebody is upper class or lower class, then you have less privilege. No, you had equal privilege in Vedic system. Doesn't matter what class you come from, right? So, and everybody can approach Krishna. Everybody can do ritual functions as per their class, not by birth, but by qualities. Remember that. Not by birth, but by qualities. Okay. So let's go read next paragraph. Who wants to read? How is this possible? Next, that's a paragraph.
How is this possible? The Acharyas give the following example. If a married woman is attached to another man, or if a man has an attachment for a woman other than his wife, then the attachment is to be considered very strong. One with such an attachment is always thinking of the loved one. The wife who is thinking of her lover is always thinking of meeting him, even while she is carrying out her household chores. In fact, she carries out her household work even more carefully so her husband will not suspect her attachment. Similarly, we should always remember the Supreme Lover, Sri Krishna, and at the same time perform our material duties very nicely. A strong sense of love is required here. If we have a strong sense of love for the Supreme Lord, then we can discharge our duty and at the same time remember Him. But we have to develop that sense of love. Arjuna, for instance, was always thinking of Krishna. He was the constant companion of Krishna, and at the same time, he was a warrior. Krishna did not advise him to give up fighting and go to the forest to meditate. When Lord Krishna delineates the yoga system to Arjuna, Arjuna says that the practice of his system is not possible for him. Yoyam yogas tattva प्रकोश तत्व प्रकोक्त साम्येन मधुसूदन इत ईतस्यहं न पश्या न पश्यामि कन् कान् कल्व स्थिरम्. Arjuna said, O Madhusudana, the system of yoga which you have summarized appears impractical and unendurable to me. For the mind is restless and unsteady. Bhagavad Gita 6.33. But Lord says, Yoginam api sarvesam madgate madgatenantar atmana श्रद्धावं भजते यो मम समे युक्त तमो माता. Prabhuji, very sorry, Prabhuji. I don't know English how to read it. These things.
No, you are doing good. You are doing good. Yeah.
Okay, thank you, Prabhuji. Of all yogis, the one with great faith who always abides in me, thinks of me within himself, and renders transcendental loving service to me is the most intimately united with me in yoga and is the highest of all. That is my opinion. Bhagavad Gita 6.47. So one who thinks of the Supreme Lord always is the greatest yogi, the supermost gnani, and the greatest devotee at the same time. The Lord further tells Arjuna that as a Kshatriya, he cannot give up his fighting. But if Arjuna fights remembering Krishna, then he will be able to remember Krishna at the time of death. But one must be completely surrendered in the transcendental loving service of the Lord. We work not with our body actually, but with our mind and
I think
intelligence.
we can take pause there
Okay, okay,
and yeah, little discussion and then we can go next person reading.
okay.
Thank you,
Okay.
Nagarani.
Thank you, Prabhu.
So Krishna is explaining here. Prabhupada is telling us. It says introduction, so you're getting whole sense of what is there in Bhagavad Gita, right? So योगिनाम सर्वेषां मतगतंतरात्मना श्रद्धावां भजते यो माम सामे युक्ता तमो मतः. Right. So how do you connect to Krishna? Through yoga. Yoga means to connect. Yoga means not gym. It's not gymnastic. It's not that you can fold your body like a rubber. That's not yoga. People try to fold in the morning, day bird, and do meditation, and the evening they go drink wine, eat meat, do all kind of nonsense. What is that yoga? It's just cheating, right? But this cheating is going on. Everybody loves this cheating because there is no restriction, right? So that's the reason. Here, one thing coming out very strongly here. Why do we constantly remember Krishna? This question a lot of people ask. Like other devatas like Lord Shiva, Lord Brahma, Devi, Durga Devi, you don't need to constantly remember them, right? There is no prescription like that. You don't need to do that. But in Krishna consciousness, in case of Krishna, it is said that you have to remember constantly. Why? Because Prabhupada said in the previous paragraph that if something you do throughout your life while struggling in this life in different situation, still you are daily chanting rounds, daily, right? Without fail. Though you are going through so much problems in life, but still one thing is constant in your life is to do Hare Krishna Chapa meditation daily. What will happen? By the time your death comes, which you can come any time, this is not to discourage and being negative, but this is very practical. It can come anytime. Nobody knows when a person going to die. Therefore, we practice daily, right? Who knows, right? So, so that's the reason. So that thought which you practice daily will be prominent at the time of death because death is very fearful. It's very painful process. And when one has a pain, what they remember? Do you know? Do you know, right? Like when you get a hit by something, what do you remember? You say some word, right? Ma, Bhagwan, Hey Bhagwan, Are Ma, right? Like something comes out when you get hit by a strong pain in life, right? Is it true, right? This is, you all can agree, right?
Yes,
Yes.
yes.
So there were people, so you know there is airplane crash happens, right? Every year something happens, some airplane go crash. And there is a black box in the airplane. Every airplane has a black box. And black box that records even last message before the crash. What was the message by the pilot or anyone? It records all the activities of the plane, right? So what they did, they analyzed last 50 years of plane crashes. And what was the last word the pilot said before the crash? You want to guess what would be? It would be the pilot would have said before the crash.
Oh God. Oh Lord.
Yes. So that's one. There are two things, two sin the person, mostly 50-50, two things they said just before the crash. That was one was, okay, oh Jesus, oh Lord, oh Krishna, hey Bhagwan, whatever. What would be other?
Remembering family members.
Yes, they remember especially their mother.
Oh.
Okay. So these were two things. Why? Because these two things, people play a very strong role in our life, right? Our mother, our parents. That's why when you get hit naturally comes, oh ma, oh tadora mama, right? That comes, right? Yeah. Hey
Yes.
Bhagwan, Hare. There's something like God, right? Kyun? Why? Because we should question these small, small things in life. Why? Because that's what has a strong memory in our brain. So they come naturally. Even the highest struggle, the point of death, like a plane crash, that's the memory you remember. And but if you chant throughout your life, you are going to remember Krishna. By this example, you can understand, right? Because the whole life you have been remembering Krishna. So naturally, at the time of death, you will remember Krishna. And what happens when you remember? You go back to Him. You don't have to take birth again and again and again in this world and go through birth, old age, disease, and death. New body. Who knows next body would be what type? Pig, animal, stool animal, microbes. Who knows? No guarantee, right? Or maybe demigod, maybe demigod. But again, you have to take birth. Again, you have to go through the whole process. This body you're living 100 years. In that body, you will live 100,000 years, right? Million years. But body is body. You're conditioned by the senses and mind and ego and intelligence, right? But we need a transcendental body. We don't need body which gets old. We don't need body which dies. We don't need body which doesn't get disease. Everybody likes that kind of body. That's what everyone trying to do. Nobody wants to get old. Nobody wants to get disease. Nobody wants to get, death. But nobody wants to do how to get that body. So everybody's trying artificially, right? We are all trying artificially. We're trying to be, have a healthy diet, stay slim, trim, um, try to take all kind of medicine, don't get any disease. At the end, everybody's trying. Even if you're 90, 100-year old, they are trying. I don't want to die. I don't want to die. Right? Even person on deathbed doesn't want to die. They're ready. They are done with everything. They have finished. Like body is not working. But no, the soul is saying, no, I don't want to leave this body. Right? Even it is useless body now. No use. You are on machine pumping all the fluid in the body, and then machine is taking out all the waste from the body. But still the soul don't want to leave the body because of attachment. But chanting Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Ram, Ram Ram, Hare Hare allows us to remember that you are not this body, your soul, and you have no business here. Just do your job like Arjuna is doing, fight and leave. It's like government quarter. You have a quarter allotted until you are on the job. Moment job is done, your quarter is taken away. You're out, right? Government job, if you have government job parent or if you're in government job, you know it. That one day, this is not my home. This is just a quarter. I'm living on, limited time until I have a job they have given me. Otherwise, they will take it back, right? So, but we look for permanent solutions. So that's what DOTs look for, permanent solution. They are not ignorant fool or sentimental fools looking for something useless, no? So we'll take questions at the end if you have, and let's go to the next paragraph. Um, who wants to read? Next one, be work not with our body. Nehal Mataji or Anju or Jyotika Mas. You want to read,
Prabhuji,
anyone
I
of you?
cannot read because I have a Gujarati, this apna, Bhagavatam.
Okay.
Huh. So English I don't have.
Anyone? I can share the screen, but anyone else has English book and you want to read?
If you share screen, I can read.
Okay, let's do that.
Prabhuji, why do people fear death?
Because they don't want to leave the body. They love the body.
But after the body is old, there is no use of this body. And
Yeah,
why are they not eager to enter into the next body? I mean,
because first of all, people don't believe that they're going to be next body. They think
Prabhuji,
this is
if we
end. This is
do,
end of it.
And
if we
we
do,
are more connected to our relations.
Yes, relatives. If this
Yeah.
body gone, then what about other like my husband? My husband, my children, my family, my lineage, right? That's correct. No, that's correct.
Yes, especially for children's.
You don't want to change. What will happen? What kind of person I'm gonna meet? Why should I leave this body? This is nice. I have been living this. Forget about body. You know, there are people who have their favorite clothing, household things. They keep it lifelong because they like so much. This is my favorite. This is my what it is, right? I love this. I have
Is
been
this
loving this. This has
is
a
this wrong?
memory, right? Right. Sorry.
This is wrong now. I mean, वैराग्य
This
तो
is
आना
wrong,
चाहिए
but
ना.
that comes only when you get into spiritual knowledge. Otherwise, the whole world teaches us what is the world philosophy. World philosophy is you have got this life, enjoy to the fullest
Yeah.
until it doesn't work, until it stop working, and then you don't know what's gonna happen. So that fear of unknown is a death. Like people fear what is death? Death means you change the body, right? So
Hmm.
that but they don't have any conception what will happen after death. But this Bhagavad Gita and Bhagavatam teaches us what will happen after death. So if a person gets aware of this knowledge, then they don't fear death, right? Then you know, anyways, according to my karmas, I will get it. But there is no in today's world, there is no concept of karma.
Prabhuji, if
Who
we are
cares what
continuous
good and bad
into,
you do, right?
sorry, if we are continuous into Krishna consciousness, do we get a Vaishnav body again?
Yes, possible, right? So one thing, there are three assurances in Krishna consciousness or any spiritual path people are taking. First, you have an idea that you are not its body, your soul, right? So you
Hmm.
don't too much worry about. You don't have a fear of death too much. Too
Hmm.
much. There is a fear, but it's not very strong. Like second, you know that your boss may be different for different people. In our case, Krishna is the boss, right? Your guru is the boss. You know that your boss is very honest person. He will not or she will not cheat you, right? But in other places, people don't trust their boss. So you have a boss who never cheats, and he is your well-wisher. He is always looking for your best. So then when you do your action, your karmas, and you are guided by the best person, you don't fear of future because you know that whatever I'm doing is taking care. I don't have to worry whether I get Vaishnava body or I get dog body or cat body, monkey body, because what I want is to have association of Krishna. Doesn't matter whether I'm a pebble, whether I'm a non-moving object, a tree. It would be nice to become a tulsi tree, right? So that people take the leaf from the tree and offer it to Krishna, right? So so it doesn't matter whether I'm Vaishnava body, but ultimately what I want to do is to be in service of Krishna. Never want to leave Krishna. Never forget Krishna and always remember Krishna. This is the main thing. So we don't fear. Anyways, whatever Krishna wants, let's do it. Right. And because Krishna is in the heart, he's guiding us constantly in the right direction. And we don't suspect. Maybe Krishna sometime may cheat me. No. He is Achyuta. He never falls down. He never commit any mistake. He's Achyuta means never fails, especially he gives promise to devotees. He never fails. He has proven in his whole life, in history, his life history, Bhagavatam, you see, he never fails. Never. Right? So we can trust Krishna. So these two, three things keeps us going, right? Keeps us going. And that's why even I'm a scientist, why I'm sitting here in Bhagavad Gita with 4 or 5 people and spending my 2 hour. I could have gone and do some research, to read some paper, go do party outside Sunday morning, and enjoy some nice snacks, right? But the reason I do it because I know first it will help me and I know it will help you people. Now, if even it doesn't matter whether there is 1 person or 10 person or 100,000 people, because Srila Prabhupada says, if you look at the sky, you will see so many stars, so many, like unlimited stars in the sky. But there is one moon, just one moon. And the one moon rise, the whole stars are useless. Everybody looking at moon, just one moon and millions of stars, right? So what we are trying to do is to become a moon. We don't want to become a star. We want stars, let's leave it to other people. We want to become a moon. What moon does? Moon is so beautiful, gives cooling effect. When you look at moon, nobody feels like agitated, right? You don't feel agitated while looking at moon. You feel cool, calm down, right? But if you look at a sun, you will feel agitated. Sun is a star, you know, geographic, like by space science, sun is a star. You look at a sun, you cannot look at it 10 seconds because it will burn your eyes. But look at the moon, you can look a whole night. Look at so many songs on moon, okay? So many things, right? Moon also um, helps grows vegetation. And moon and sun is the eyes of Krishna. Krishna says in Bhagavad Gita, right? So Prabhupada said that we have to become a moon, not stars. We don't want to become stars. No type of star. We want to become a moon. Because what is the use of all the stars in front of moon? No use. Nobody is looking at them, right? So that's what we should continue, and that's why we are all investing time and energy so that we can learn ourselves. First, convince yourself, and then convince anyone who is in need, in help, and asking for help. Right? We don't force anyone. We just say, okay, maybe this may help you. Try and so. Right? Does that make sense, Neil Pantaji?
Yes, Prabhuji, too much.
Thank you. So let's read. I'm going to share the screen. Okay, so I'm going to introduction. This is, so PDF has a different page number, so it takes. Okay, so a few pages before. Okay, Yoginam Ap Sarvesam. Okay, here you can read this paragraph.
From we work
Yes.
not with our body actually, but with our mind and intelligence. So if the
Here one.
intelligence,
Yes. Now you can read. Yeah. I just zoomed in a little bit so that you can see it better.
so if intelligence and the mind are always engaged in the thought of Supreme Lord, then naturally the senses are also engaged in his service. Superficially, at least, the activities of senses remain the same, but the consciousness is changed. The Bhagavad Gita teaches one how to absorb the mind and intelligence in the thought of Lord. Such absorption will enable one to transfer himself to the kingdom of Lord. If the mind is engaged in Krishna's service, then the senses are automatically engaged in service, in his service. This is the art, and this is also the secret of Bhagavad Gita. Total absorption total absorption in the thoughts of Krishna, Sri Krishna. Modern man has struggled very hard to reach the moon, but he has not tired, but he has not tried very hard to elevate himself spiritually. If one has 50 years of life ahead of him, he should engage that brief time in cultivating this practice of remembering the Supreme Personality of Godhead. This practice is the devotional process. Sra Shravana Shravanam Kirtanam Vishnu Smaranam Pada Sevanam Arachanam Vandanam Dashyam Sakhyam Atma Nivedanam. These 9 processes, of which the easiest is Shravanam, hearing Bhagavad Gita from the realized person, will turn one to the thought of the Supreme Being. This will lead to remembering Supreme Lord and will enable one, upon leaving the body, to attain a spiritual body which is just fit for association with the Supreme Lord. The Lord further says, Abhyasa yoga yuktena chetasa nanya gamina para mam purusham divyam yati parthanu chintayan. He who meditates on me as Supreme Personality of Godhead, his mind is constantly engaged in remembering me, undeviated from the path. He, O Arjuna, is sure to reach to me. Bhagavad Gita 8.8. This is not a very difficult process. However, one must learn it from an experienced person. Tat vijnanartham sa gurumam evabhi gacchit. 1.2.12.3. The mind, one must approach a person who is already in the practice. The mind is always trying to this and that, but one must practice concentrating the mind always on the form of Supreme Lord, Sri Krishna, or on the sound of his name. The mind is naturally restless, going hither and thither, but it can rest in the sound vibrations of Krishna. One must thus meditate on Paramam Purusham, Supreme Personality of Godhead in the spiritual kingdom, the spiritual, and thus attain Him. The ways and the means of ultimate realization, ultimate attainment are stated in Bhagavad Gita, and the doors of this knowledge are open for everyone. No one is barred out. All classes of men can approach Lord Krishna by thinking of him. For hearing and thinking of him is possible for everyone.
Thank you, Mataji. यहाँ पे we can
Prabhuji,
stop
one
little bit
question
and
here.
yes.
Prabhuji, here Srila Prabhupada is saying that the knowledge doors of Bhagavad Gita are open for everyone. Correct?
Yes.
So when Saint Jnaneshwar, he translated Bhagavad Gita into a local language, why he was, the things were not accepted. And he had to prove it so many times. Then even Sant Tukaram, Sant Namdev, whenever they translated this knowledge into local languages, the things were not easy for them. So
Correct.
it would be not easy for us also to understand it in the local languages little better. See, the English is a language that I understand good. Gujarati, Hindi. So is it, see, if I cannot read Sanskrit properly, okay, and if I read those purports, is it same? It's going to be same way beneficial? Or if I read it in Marathi, by
Mhm.
Saint Tukaram, is it going to give me the same benefit that I get in reading it in Sanskrit? So, what is necessary, Prabhuji?
Yes. Yes. Thank you for that question. So let's take that question. Is the language is important or the message is important? Right? The message and the language, right? So, short answer, message is important. Okay. But the source is important. The source of the message is important and the message is important. The language is a medium of communication, right? So I'll give you a story and you'll be amazed to just blown out. When I hear, I was blown out of this thought of, So Chaitanya Mahaprabhu was visiting Sri Rangam, okay? And Sri Rangam like places, there is a huge caste classification. Like certain class of people cannot enter in temple. They're not allowed to, like in Puri, foreigner not allowed. There are so many restriction, people created. And this is primarily because when, invaders starting attacking temples, then, temple authorities created rules so that they can avoid such disturbing elements like Muslims and other class of people, they used to come in that form and create disturbances, right? But earlier, as Prabhupada is saying, open to everyone. No one is barred. As I was saying, this is not a Sanatan Dharma means to serve. Sanatan Dharma is not a red flag. It's not like take a red flag, I am Sanatan. No. Prabhupada say that's nonsense. Sanatan means serving, and everybody is serving. Animals serve, humans serve. Doesn't matter whether human, Christian, Muslims, whatever language you are coming from, whether a Jewish, Muslim, German, France, everyone has to serve to someone. And in this case, serving Krishna, serving God. The religion teaches serve God. Doesn't matter whether it's Jesus Christ or Allah or Guru Nanak or so many people, right? So now about the masses, and so Chaitanya Mahaprabhu was visiting Sri Rangam, and he saw there was a poor man on the door of outside of temple, and his name was, I remember, Koli with us. You can remember Sridhar. His name was Sridhar, just Sridhar. He was very poor. He went to his guru. He was not educated. Very poor, not educated, went to his guru. His guru taught him Bhagavad Gita. He couldn't understand anything. His god brothers or like disciples, like friends in the Gurukul, were always teasing him. Hey, he doesn't know anything. He never understood anything. He's a dumb guy. Doesn't know anything, right? And he admitted it that yes, I don't have education. I cannot understand Sanskrit. I cannot understand meaning of all this, right? So, his guru said, take Bhagavad Gita, go to Sri Lanka, and preach this message to everyone. Now he doesn't know anything language. He cannot speak Sanskrit. How he is going to preach? Right? And who's going to hear? Because he comes from lower caste, not class. He's very high class, but the caste system put him is lower class. Right? Now he was there. What he used to do in front of temple, in the book, the front page, he used to see this. You see this picture where Krishna is sitting in as a charioteer and Arjuna is sitting as a boss, and Krishna is serving Arjuna. He used to look at this because picture anybody can understand. You don't need language to understand a picture. Like picture is universal, right? He used to look at this and cry, just cry. And people used to say that he's sahajiya. He just sentimental. He doesn't understand anything. Cannot read. He's just trying to make a case that I'm very elevated, and then people get attracted towards him. Then he makes some business out of it. People used to criticize him like that. So, but he used to look at this and cry. And then Chaitanya Mahaprabhu came. He directly go to him directly. He did not even look at big mahantas, big knowledgeable jnanis or all that. He went to him and ask him, why you cry by looking at your book and this picture? So then Sridhar, explained to Chaitanya Mahaprabhu, my dear Lord, my dear sir, my guru told me to go and preach the message of Bhagavad Gita to everyone. But I don't have any knowledge of this Bhagavad Sanskrit language and all. But one thing I understood from Bhagavad Gita, that Lord Krishna is so kind that he became the charioteer of his devotee. And this incident, which I see the picture, it makes me cry because I feel like how merciful my Lord is, that he became servant of his devotee. And that's why I cry, and then people make fun of me. But I don't mind because I understood this one message. And then Chaitanya Mahaprabhu just embraced him and said, you actually understood Bhagavad Gita. Rest everyone doesn't understand Bhagavad Gita. Why? Because they don't getting the message of it. So what we are getting from here? Chaitanya Mahaprabhu is teaching through Sridhar that language is not a barrier. Just take one message of Bhagavad Gita and meditate throughout life. Over. We don't need to understand 700 verses. Understand one verse. Take it to the heart. Take it to the deep. And then you're done. Right? Chaitanya Mahaprabhu shows by this example of Sridhar. So there is no barrier. Even uneducated person can understand a picture just like this, right? Looking at, and you know what happens when Krishna was sitting next to it, when you're in the war and everybody is shooting arrow and you are sitting as a Sarathi, arrow is going to hit you, right? Before it hits Arjuna, it will hit him, Krishna. So he was getting hit. He was a god, Krishna himself, right? And second thing, when the Arjun has to take direction, left, right, center, he has to kick his back by his shoes so that he can direct the Ratha in different direction, chariot. How menial job it was. And if we don't feel, if we have like clarity of heart and then purity of heart, like Sridhar, we can just learn one message and appreciate throughout life and become Krishna consciousness. Otherwise, reading hundreds of words, remembering everything, but still the message will not go into heart. And the only way the message will go into heart, like Sridhar, is by chanting Hare Krishna. Because this is so subtle, it works very subtle, deep, that it will clear up all those misconceptions, which it allows us to disconnect from Krishna, allows us to not to understand this small first picture of the book. Don't understand it. This is like, okay, this looks nice, but what is the message? There is always some message in anything you look at. You look at advertisement, there is a message. You look at anything out there, there is some message in it, right? You look at billboard, you look at advertisement on the road, there is a message. Similarly, every picture, every verse has a message, right? So I hope this will help you, and you can also convey to others, like, because a lot of people feel like this, but this is the understanding that don't never feel discouraged by these things. I don't remember any much of the verses, but doesn't mean that I try to imbibe the message, not the. I don't want to become jnani and show everyone I can speak in Sanskrit like anything. No, right? Is that helpful, Mataji?
Yeah. Yes. Yes. Yes.
Thank you. So
Thank you.
that's what we should try to meditate. Let's read now. We are reaching to the end of the introduction. This is called Gita Mahatma, and we will read this quickly. Who wants to read next? Jaini Mataji, Jaini ji or Nagarani Mataji or anyone? I will tell you the page number and where you have to read if you want to read.
Yes, Prabhuji.
Okay, you can you know right from where to go. Ahead. Read.
Yeah. Actually, I'm a bit
Okay.
confused with the screen and book.
Okay, so you go to this Lord further says 9.32. This is slope.
Okay, 9.32 to 33. Yeah.
Hmm.
Namahi Partha Vyapasritya Epi Syuh Papayonaha Striyo Vaishya Tat Sutra Te Piyanthi Param Gatim Kim punar brahmana punya bhakta rajasyas tat anityam asukam lokam imam prapya bhajaswamam. Thus the Lord says that even a merchant, a fallen woman, or a laborer, or even human beings in the lowest status of life can attain the supreme. One does not need highly developed intelligence. The point is that anyone who accepts the principle of Bhakti Yoga and accepts the Supreme Lord as the summum bonum of life, as the highest target, the ultimate goal, can approach the Lord in the spiritual sky. If one adopts the principles of enunciated in Bhagavad Gita, he can make his life perfect and make a permanent solution to all the problems of life. This is the sum and substance of the entire Bhagavad Gita. In conclusion, Bhagavad Gita is a transcendental literature which one should read very carefully. Gita Sastram idham punyam yah patet prayatha puman. If one properly follows the instructions of Bhagavad Gita, one can be freed from all the miseries and anxieties of life. Bhaya Sokhadi Varijat. One will be freed from all the fears in the life, and one's next life will be spiritual. Gita Mahatyamya 1. There is also a further advantage. Gita Dhyayana Sailasya Pranayama Parasyacha. Naiva Shanti hi papani Purva Janma Kritani cha. If one reads Bhagavad Gita very sincerely and with all seriousness, then by the grace of Lord, the reactions of his past misdeeds will not act upon him. Gita Mahatya 2. The Lord says very loudly in the last portion of the Bhagavad Gita, 18.66. Sarva dharmam parityajya mam ekam saranam vraja. Aham tvam sarva papebhyo moksha isyami ma sacha. Abandon all varieties of religion and just surrender unto me. I shall deliver you from all sinful reactions. Don't fear. Thus the Lord takes all responsibilities for one who surrenders unto him, and he indemnifies such a person against all reactions of sins. Mala nirmochanam pamsyam jalasnanam dine dine sacred Gitamrita snanam samsara mala nasanam. One may cleanse himself daily by taking a bath in river water. But if one takes a bath even once in the sacred Ganges water of Bhagavad Gita, for him the dirt of material life is altogether vanished. Gita Mahatma 3. Gitasu Gita Karatya Kim Anyeha Sastra Vistaraha Ya Swayam Padmanabhyasa Mukha Padmat Vinishrata. Because Bhagavad Gita is spoken by the Supreme Personality of Godhead, one need not to read any other Vedic literature. One need only attentively and regularly hear and read Bhagavad Gita. In the present age, people are so absorbed in mundane activities that is not possible for them to read all the Vedic literature. But this is not necessary. This one book, Bhagavad Gita, will suffice because it is the essence of all Vedic literatures and especially because it is spoken by Supreme Personality of Godhead. Gita Mahatmya 4. As it said, Bharathamrita Sarvasvam Vishnu Vakratat Vinishratam. Gita Gangodakam Pitva Punarjanmana Vidyate. One who drinks the water of Ganges attains salvation. So what to speak of one who drinks the nectar of Bhagavad Gita? Bhagavad Gita is the essential nectar of Mahabharata, and it is spoken by Lord Krishna himself, the original Vishnu. Gita Mahatma 5. Bhagavad Gita comes from the mouth of Supreme Personality of Godhead, and the Ganges is said to be emanate from the lotus feet of the Lord. Of course, there is no difference between the mouth and the feet of the Supreme Lord, but from an impartial study, we can appreciate the Bhagavad Gita is even more important than the water of Ganges. Sarvopanishado Ghavo, Tadva Gopala Nandana, Partho Dhir Bhokta Dugdham Gitamrutham Mahat. The Gita Upanishad, Bhagavad Gita, the essence of all Upanishad is just like a cow and Lord Krishna, who is famous as a cowherd boy. He is milking this cow. Arjuna is just like a calf, and a learned scholar and pure devotees are to drink the nectarian milk of the Bhagavad Gita. Gita Mahatma states. Ekam sastram devaki putra gitam, eko devo devaki putra eva, eko mantras tasya namani yani, karma ekam tasya devasya seva. Gita Mahatma 7. In this present day, people are very much eager to have one scripture, one God, one religion, and one occupation. Therefore, ekam sastram devaki putra gitam. Let there be one scripture only, the one common scripture for whole world, Bhagavad Gita. Eko devo devaki putra eva. Let there be one God for whole world, Sri Krishna. Eko mantra tasya namani. And one hymn, one mantra, one prayer, the chanting of his name, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. Karmapi ekam tasya devasya seva. And let there be one work only, the service of the Supreme Personality of Godhead. Evam, only
Thank you,
this.
Mataji. Yes. So, I'll give you a little background about Gita Mahatmya. This was Gita Mahatmya we were reading, which Mataji just finished. So, does anybody know who wrote this Gita Mahatmya? Okay. So, Gita Mahatmya is written by Sankaracharya. And do you know who is Sankaracharya?
Yes.
So, what did he taught to the world? Like, what was his philosophy?
Sanatana Dharma he taught.
But what exactly he used to preach? Because Sanatan Dharma is to serve to Krishna. That's the Bhagavad Gita message. But he did not teach that message. He was teaching Sankhya philosophy. You remember, right? Sankhya philosophy of Sankaracharya, right?
Yeah.
Sankhya means you are not this body, you are soul. That's what he used to teach. But he did not teach deity worship. He did not teach personal feature of the Krishna. He did not teach that. Why? Because he was considered to be incarnation of Lord Shiva.
Yes.
Sankaracharya. So he came because at that time Buddhism rose. So Krishna came in the form of Buddha. Why? Because the Vedic knowledge was spoiled and everybody was involved in killing animals and sacrificing on yagya for getting benediction. Okay. So then Krishna came as Buddha and taught non-violence. Don't kill animal. And he rejected Vedas. Right? Lord Buddha rejected Vedas and taught, don't kill animal. Let's practice non-violence. Right? Why? Because people were so sinful that everybody was, even religious people, involved in killing animals for the sake of sacrifice. So everything was going downward. So then Buddha came and said, okay, let's do minimum. Let's not kill animals. And to do that, you have to reject the Vedas because Vedas were spoiled. Everybody was killing animal on the name of Vedas and Yagyas. Now, what happened with Buddhas? People started doing non-violence. These people at least became minimum non-violent. Then, because you remember at the time of Asoka, the Buddha was most prominent religion, right? All over the world, right? So what happened? These people were turning to atheist. These people defying Bhagavatam, Bhagavad Gita. They were not interested in anything. They were becoming atheist, right? So then Lord Shiva came as a Sankaracharya. And what he taught? He taught, because Buddha taught that you are this body, and the body finish, control your senses, then you are done. There is nothing, no soul, nothing, no soul concept in Buddhism. Okay, but Shankaracharya taught there is a soul in your body. Your body is different than your soul, right? And you are part of something bigger than this. So then he advanced them little bit, that you are soul, you know, this body, right? Sankhya philosophy. Now, what was going wrong there? But this is his philosophy Shankaracharya taught. But at the end, he wrote Gita Mahatmya, which you are reading. And then he recognized Krishna as the supreme person because he is Lord Shiva. And Lord Shiva is the deity of Krishna. In everywhere you will find Krishna, he glorifies Ram and Krishna because he is Mahavaishnav. Vaishnavayam yatha sambhu, right? So he taught these atheist people some theism, and then he wrote this Gita Mahatmya. But nowadays, the followers of Shankaracharya don't believe in Krishna as a person. They believe in Krishna as an unknown great person, right? So that's where he wrote this Gita Mahatmya, and you can read every line and understand. Let's look message one by one. First, he is teaching Gita Mahatmya 1. If one reads Gita with very seriousness, then by the grace of the Lord, reaction of his past deeds are gone, right? Who is Lord? In Bhagavad Gita, Lord is Krishna, right? Now, Krishna says, Sarvadharam parityajya, mamekam saranam vacha, right? Give surrender unto him. Now, next Gita Mahatmya 2, right? Gita Mahatmya 3. One may cleanse his body daily by taking bath in water, but if you don't take bath in Bhagavad Gita, it's useless, right? That's the second one. Then third one. There's a fourth one. Let's read fourth one. Shankaracharya is saying that you may drink the water of Ganges, right? But if you have not taken our message of Bhagavad Gita, spoken by Lord Krishna, Rata Amrita Sarvanam Vishnu Vakrit Vinihirtam Gita Gango Padam Pipitva Punarjanmana Vidyate. Right? So you will not have to take rebirth again. That's what Shankaracharya, in the form body of Shankaracharya, Lord Shiva is speaking. What happened? Yeah. And then he says, Sarvada Upanishido Gavo Dugdho Gopal Nandana Pratho Vatsava Sadugdhir Bhakto Dugdham Gitamratam Mahat. Then he says, see, this Gita Upanishad is the essence of all the Upanishad and Vedas. Nowadays, everybody is trying to understand Vedas, Sanskrit, and everything. But this 700 verses of Bhagavad Gita is just a concentrated nectar from all the knowledge. What happened? Yeah. So he's teaching us, right? We don't have to run around to read everything. Just read one book, you are done. Okay. And then he's saying that, you know, Krishna extracted all the knowledge and put in the form of Bhagavad Gita. So we don't have to worry. What happened? Okay, give me a minute. So Krishna already, since he created all Vedic knowledge, he took all the message and put in Bhagavad Gita as a summary. You don't have to worry, right? Go and read all the Vedas and Upanishads and Puranas, right? And then he gave it to Arjuna, and through that we can take through Prabhupada, we have in our hand, right? After 5,000 years here. And then at the end, what Shankaracharya is teaching? Ekam Sastram Devaki Putra Geetam. All of you can repeat with me. Ekam Sastram Devaki Putra Geetam.
Ekam Shastram Devaki Putra Geetam.
Eko Devo Devaki Putra Eva.
Eko
Devo
Devo
Devaki
Devaki
Putra
Putraiva.
Eko Mantra Tasya Namani Yani.
Eko Mantra
तस्य नामानि
मन्त्रस्य
मानि
नामानि यानि
कर्मापि एकं तस्या देवस्य सेवा.
कर्माप्येकं तस्य देवस्य सेवा.
Thank you. So at the end, Lord Shankaracharya, as a Shiva, he appeared, and what he's teaching to all the atheists whom he made followers. Eko Sastram Devaki Putra Geetam. There should be one, let it be one literature in the world. That is Devaki Putra Geetam, Gita. And it is one literature on the world which is read by everyone. When Srila Prabhupada came to foreign world, he doesn't have a problem in making this message to everyone understand. Because this is universal knowledge. This is not related to any society, culture, country. This is related to soul, and everyone is soul. Therefore, everyone can understand, right? Whether you are German, Francisi, you are European, American, Indian, doesn't matter where you come from. And it is happening. Throughout the world, there are 900 centers of ISKCON teaching this message. Millions of people daily reading this Bhagavad Gita. Millions and millions of books has been sold out. Why people purchase a book if they don't want to read it? In the foreign world, at least, they don't take it. But everybody is reading. Bhagavad Gita has been translated to 120 languages. The world, right? Can you imagine that? Why? Because this is the message atheist can also understand. You don't have to be religious or born in Hindu family or born in India to understand this message, right? So, Eko Sastram Devaki Putra Geetam, Eko Devaka Devaki Putra Dev. Let it be one God. Everybody looking for United Nations. What the United Nations is doing is to have common consensus on something. But still countries are fighting. There is a war going on everywhere, right? At least there are 2, 3 war currently running. Ukraine war, Israel. Do you know what Israel and Palestine are fighting? But like this is a small piece of land claiming that my God is superior than yours. This is the fight. And God sitting up there will be thinking, what this nonsense is going on in the name of my, right? Right? So this is going, everybody wants to have one. So let's have Krishna. That's what Sankaracharya is saying. Eko mantra. Everybody wants one mantra. So chant Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Ram, Ram Ram, Hare Hare. To chant this mantra, you don't need to know languages. You don't need to understand anything. Just it's a sound vibration. Just vibrate it in your tongue and hear by the ear. It works. It works for hippies. It works for foreign everywhere. It works for everyone. It works for animals. It should work for everyone, right? And what should be the one? You remember definition of Sanatana Dharma? Let it be just one service, one dharma is to serve the Lord. Who Lord? Lord Devaki Putra. Who is Devaki Putra? Krishna. Now, a lot of time we don't understand this message. We think, no, we have a fear because we think if I don't do this, especially even in India, we get into which is a natural progression. If nothing is wrong, nothing is bad. But at some point, we have to give up. Sarvadharam partyajam mamekam sharanam vaja. And then Krishna is promising is, Ham tuam sarva papebhyo mokshayashyami masucha. Abandon all variety of religion and just surrender unto me. I shall deliver you from all self reaction. And he's promising, he knows that we fear. That's why we don't surrender to one, because we want relation everywhere. What if one devata is not happy? What if somebody, other devi gods are not happy, then they will do bad to me? I am getting disloyal to them. No, then he knows that we fear. So he said, do not fear, right? He says, Mokshayam Sayami Ma Sucha, do not fear, because he knows that we fear. So he's giving promise that I will take care of you if you do that. But if you do that, otherwise he won't. You won't. Right? Degree you do that, degree you surrender, degree he will reciprocate. Right? That's a reciprocation. It's like proportional to, right? It's not universally proportional, it's directly proportional, right? So that's what Prabhupada is saying. So we should try to take message of Bhagavad Gita very seriously in our life. And to begin with, we should at least do one round of chanting daily. Just takes 10 minutes. Sit down peacefully after bath or in evening before sleeping, and just chant Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare Ram, Ram Ram, Hare Hare. And this process works. You can try, and if you are trying, you know. This will clear up all the misconception from your heart, from your brain, from your everywhere. So just we need to have patience and faith. Two things required, patience and faith. If these two things one can afford, then you will get the knowledge of Bhagavad Gita. Even having this class every week, all of you have to have patience, right? Wait for that day coming, do every week for a year. It takes patience. It's not easy. Sitting on a Zoom call on Sunday night or Sunday morning for 1.5 hours and talking on listening about this. So you all are so blessed, and I'm sure that's why you are here. And Krishna from your heart is kind of inspiring you to take this message, because a lot of people cannot even hear. You can test this. Sinful people cannot hear the Hare Krishna mantra. They cannot even utter one time. They cannot say Hare Krishna because they are so sinful. Their mind and tongue doesn't move, doesn't allow to move. There are so many examples you will find. You say chant Hare Krishna, they'll say no. They still say can't. Right? They say Prabhupada used to say a wife and husband were sitting and talking about the coffee, and the wife was saying to husband, chant, 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 and husband was replying, can't, can't, can't. When Prabhupada says, no, in the time he said can't, he could have said Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna. The process is same. We have to do the work. We have to do our maintain our life work, like Arjuna is fighting or person saying can't, but you can utilize the same thing in a right manner, in right purpose, right? Like you're using your phone, you're using your internet, you're using your time, you're using your space, your intelligence to understand Bhagavad Gita. You could have choose to do something else, right? So we have a choice, and we make choices every moment. We make choice to sit up, to sit on the chair. We make choice to get up. We make choice to drink water. We make choice to take food. There is a little choice. So if we take that decision, every choice correctively, and learn that art, Prabhupada says this is an art, right? Yeah, if you remember, um, before that we read that Prabhupada is saying this is an art to learn. This is the message. So Prabhupada says, if the mind is engaged in Krishna's service, then the senses are automatically engaged in his service. This is the art, and this is also the secret of Bhagavad Gita. The total absorption in the thought of Sri Krishna. So the whole purpose of Bhagavad Gita to learn this art and apply in our life. Now you may think how to apply. You will learn it. Everybody learns it. Okay, don't worry about application moment. First learn theory, and then we will learn practical while you learn theories, because then you start remembering and applying into your life. Okay, so but only thing you have to do to chant constantly. I mean, constantly means regularly. If you start with regularly, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Ram, Ram Ram, Hare Hare. 108 times daily. Start with that, and then it will work. It will work. I can promise you. Initially, it may take you 20 minutes, but it will give you a lot of health effect. You will get better sleep. You will be less stressful. Your life will be more positive, and then you will have more positive vibrations in your life. So with that, I'll end speaking. We'll take questions. That ends the Bhaktivedanta purport of that introduction. And from next week, we'll start chapter 1. Wow. So we are going to start chapter 1 next week. First sloka, you can try to remember, very easy. Dharma Chetre Kuruchetre Sam Veta Yutsava Mamaka Pandavaschaiva Kim Kuruvat Sanjaya. So that's the first verse, first chapter of Bhagavad Gita. We will start next week. Any questions, comments, reflections? Please open and speak. And also, if you can switch on camera, I can see you. I want to see at least once in a week in person, so that we remember. You remember me, but I don't remember you. So please. Thank you. All right.
Prabhuji, doing yoga, I mean, according to Bhagavad Gita, yoga is not a exercise or gym like that you said, no? But meditation, pranayama, Surya Namaskar, everything will come under yoga. Is it a part of Bhagavad Gita teachings or not?
It is part
Prabhuji,
of Bhagavad Gita teaching.
okay.
It is part of Bhagavad Gita teaching because one
Okay.
has to start something. The first step in spiritual realization is to able to control the mind and senses. And the purpose of yoga to have meditation is to have the control that I don't do nonsense in life, right? Also, it has a lot of health effect because if I control my tongue, then I can decide what I will eat, what I will not eat, right? Otherwise, I can eat whatever I get, right?
Yeah.
Second, if I can control my eyes and ears, then I will not get disturbed by others, what they say, what I see,
Okay.
something bad, or right. That's all has a health effect. Yeah, I'll get up early in the morning, do my pranayam, yoga, breathing exercise. My brain will be fresh. We can do that. We do that. Even DOTs do it because we need to be healthy. But what is the purpose of that health? What is the purpose of that sound mind? Where I'm gonna apply that? If I'm doing yoga and meditation in the morning and evening, I'm going and drinking wine in the bar. What is that? People do it. I'm killing animals and eating meat in the evening. In the morning, I'm thinking, oh, I am very pious person. I'm very cheating others. Slowly, you start cheating other people, right?
Yeah.
So people try all kind of yogas. They cannot control the mind because the
Okay.
moment you come out of meditation, it always goes to where it was, right? It goes back to the place. So that is why. Why? Because we are trying to apply material things to control the material mind. But we cannot control because Arjuna says when Krishna explained this yoga system, like pranayam, pratyahar, and everything to Arjuna, and Arjuna was very great. He was a warrior. He can apply Brahmastra and apply, he went with the physical body to Swarga. He was very great person. And what did he say? He said, "Hey, my Lord, what you said is good, nice. But it is very difficult to execute. And the mind is so restless that I can control the wind. I have the power. I can try to control the wind. Wind nobody can control. Nowadays also, you cannot control the wind, how it moves, what happens. Yeah. But he said he cannot control the mind because mind is more powerful than the wind.
Yes.
Right? So if the Arjuna cannot control the mind just by doing yoga, so we cannot do that. For sure you can. 100,000 millions of people trying that they cannot. Right? But
Okay.
why they cannot? Why they cannot? Because then the result they are seeking out of the yoga is different.
Okay.
But if we do the yoga and we try to become healthy and sound and everything, and then the aspiration is to serve Krishna. I want to become happy, healthy, so that I can do my service nicely. I can serve other devotees. I can chant nicely. I can do my services well. If that's the motivation, then it becomes because then we are transforming our
Okay.
brain. Mind does not require to be controlled. It is required to be engaged in something bigger, higher
Okay.
purpose. Engagement required. Control, no.
Okay.
Arjuna cannot control, I cannot control. Right. So engage in positive, in Krishna consciousness. First engagement in chanting. Because mind likes sound. Ears are most strong senses, and when you hear something, it has a strong impression, emotional expression. Suppose if somebody says something bad to me, I just hear by audio recording somebody sends me. Hey, Purushottam is very bad. He's not. That will have like my body may tremble. I get angry just by hearing that audio. Person is not there. Person is somewhere millions miles away. But just by hearing that sound, it may go in my deep in my heart, and I feel lifetime. This person is very bad to me. Person
Yes.
never did it. So that's how sound works. So that's why chanting Hare Krishna works. So along with yoga and meditation, whatever we do, We should do at least 15-minute chanting daily. Just sit down after yoga and taking bath or whatever, and 15-minute peacefully. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Ram, Ram Ram, Hare Hare. This will amplify the quality of everything in life.
Okay.
Is that okay, Mataji?
Okay, Prabhuji. I have a habit of chanting the names while walking or while traveling, whatever work
That's
I'm
okay.
doing.
That's okay. That's
Is it
okay.
okay or anything wrong?
You can do it. You can do it, chanting, walking. But I would say in the morning, take 10 minutes and just sit down and peacefully do it.
Yeah,
But
yeah. Along with that,
yes,
I
that is good.
always chant
That is
this.
good. That's not a
Okay,
problem. That's good.
okay, okay, Prabhuji.
Anybody else has any question? Kaustubha Prabhu or Jenny or Jyotika Mataji? Can you hear me? At least I don't.
Yes, sir.
No, no, I was saying other people, three people there, but we are just six people, so I want that I can speak with all of you because we are remote or virtual. See, Prabhuji is here.
Hare Krishna,
Hare
Prabhu.
Krishna.
I was
Sorry
there
to
in
force you
Hindi
to
also.
come on camera. Yeah.
Whenever there is time, I attend Hindi also.
I know
So
you're so nice, DOT.
Hare Krishna.
Thank you for joining. Hare Krishna. How
Thank
are
you.
you doing? Good.
Yes, doing well. Doing well. Chanting 16 rounds every day. It is happening with
Wow.
God's grace.
Nice.
Great, great.
Yes.
Krishna.
16, the secret of chanting 16 round is first you start with one, then you do two, and then go
Yes.
four, and
Mhm.
then you do eight. Like go like
Double.
plan monthly, like double
Okay.
month or monthly target, eight.
Mhm.
And then once you develop the taste and your tongue become initially, when I doing first round, it used to take 20 minutes because my tongue was not able to say the mantra like Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, like getting confused. What did I say, right? But when your tongue gets trained, your brain is ready to receive the message, that sound vibration. Then you do speed, like your taste increases, and then you start doing 16 automatically. Like it just switches very fast. And then people who are working, they do like 4 round morning, and then in afternoon, when you have a lunch break, do 4 rounds. Then evening, when you come back, do 4 rounds. And then when you go to sleep, do 4 rounds. So 4 into 4, 4 times. Then your whole day is Krishna conscious. Because when you get stressed out in afternoon, okay, let's chant. How much time it take? That 30 minutes. Finish your breakfast with colleague or lunch with your colleague. Just go for the walk or walk around. You don't take a beat. You can take counter in the beginning, like because people start judging if you have a beat bag in the hand. And then when coming back from the job, you can chant if you're in the train, bus, auto, wherever, right? If you're driving, then don't try to chant too much. You got to need to focus on driving. But at least if you're using the bus, train, do it. And then before you go sleep, just sit down after dinner, chant, and you get nice sleep. This is how your whole day is Krishna conscious. So and then you don't have time for nonsense because then you're not spending time too much on social media. You're not spending time on WhatsApp chatting. You're not wasting time looking at WhatsApp stated 5 times of the same person. Because the people, this is addiction. Get a morning look at all the status WhatsApp stories on the social media, and then before sleep look at all that. Right, Kaustubh Prabhu? This works, right? What I said,
Yes.
you can say.
Yes, correctly. Correctly. Because these are our Maya, nothing else.
Yeah. But to realize that we have to chant,
Yes.
to know that, remember it. Yeah. So we have to engage the Maya in the service of Krishna. Maya is servant of Krishna. Lakshmi is the service of Krishna. Lakshmi is very restless. Lakshmi will go. You in your life, how much everyone you can see yourself, how much money you would have earned so far, how much money is remaining? It has gone. Somewhere it has gone. Maybe just 20%, maybe you have saving of what total you earn in your life. But where rest gone? Right? It's just gone. Right?
Yes.
So, but if you try to engage even 5% of the monthly income in serving Krishna, that's your bank balance. Right? 5%. That's your, like, you will be super happy every day. Oh, at least I'm doing something little. It's just 1 penny, right? 1 rupees. That I know one devotee in San Diego. I was there. He used to come every day in the temple in the morning around 8. He used to take out $1 from his pocket and put into the hundi daily without fail, just $1. But for that, he has to come to the temple, do just take out $1 from pocket and drop it. That's the service. Krishna is very pleased because then he sees, oh, this person is so nice. He cares about me because Krishna is a person, he has a relation. He likes relation. He's not a murti sitting there and doing nothing. He loves relation. Like a human, we love relation, right? If somebody comes to you every day and just gives you one glass of water, every day, same time, without fail, you will have so much respect and love for that person. Just water, one glass water, no value. You will think, oh, just one flower. If somebody comes to you every day and gives one flower, oh, you'll be thinking, oh, this person loves me so much, right? So much. So Krishna will not feel like that if we give just daily, and somebody just calls you every day, just gives you a call. You don't pick up the call. You get a missed call daily without fail. How much love you will have? This person is loved so much, calls me every day without fail, though I don't respond. I'm not responding. Likewise, when we chant, that's a missed call to Krishna. Hey Krishna, I remembering you, but you are not. Then he is thinking, oh, this person is really, really caring about me, remembering me daily, offering me water, offering me flower, offering me fruit daily. He is not looking for our money because he has Sahastra Lakshmi is serving. Lakshmi serves. If somebody is served by Lakshmi, why they need my money? Right? Because so don't think that when become spiritual and somebody asks for your donation or something, they're not asking your money. If you give money, it purifies your money and the Lakshmi stays more with you. Because Lakshmi then knows that you are going to engage Lakshmi in the service of Vishnu. But if you keep on serving, praying Lakshmi and accumulate Lakshmi, she will go to the Vishnu anyways. Somehow she is not going to stay with you, right? So we should give it to the Vishnu so that Lakshmi stays with you. Okay. So this is Kartik month, and so you should try to do something. Um, be charitable, especially in Kartik. You will get thousandfold more benefit than what you do in other times. So I'll end here. It's a long time. I think 1 hour, 25 minutes almost. So
Yeah, timings have changed in USA. I have not
yes,
noticed.
yeah. Okay.
Okay,
So the
Prabhu.
Sushma ji is so dedicated. He joins every day. Sarvesh ji is here. They are like
हरे कृष्णा
more than
प्रभु जी।
me. Hare Krishna.
मेरा
So
मन था मैं आज भी आपका जो है वो करूँ, शाम को भी ज्वाइन। पिछली बार करा था मैंने,
yes,
पवन में माई प्रभु जी ने करवाया था, तब तो मेरा मिस हो गया था थोड़ा सा, मैं तब करा था, पर मेरे को अच्छा लगा था, मैंने आज इसलिए ज्वाइन कर लिया फिर।
thank you, thank you. Nahi, so you can share your experience, Sushma Mataji, because you kind of 4 month आप आए और I think हिंदी सबको समझ में आता है यहाँ पे, right?
Yes, yes.
ओके ओके। हाँ जी, मेरे को बहुत अच्छा लगा। मैं इस बैकग्राउंड से नहीं थी, बट मेरे को यहाँ आके बहुत बहुत सुकून मिला। चैंट